Hi, you're watching TechCrunch TV. I'm Colleen Taylor, and this, can you believe it? And this is LeVar Burton, who's also pretty important. Thanks for joining us here at South by Southwest.
Yeah, I love this festival. I was here last year for South by Southwest EDU doing a keynote, and to be here this year for South by Southwest Interactive, it feels good. I'm really happy to be here.
You have some really exciting things that you're talking about. Yeah. The 100-year Starship.
Right.
That's sounds amazing just in itself. Explain to the people here, what is a 100-year Starship? What's the plan?
The 100-year Starship mission is a grand challenge, inviting humanity to contemplate what would be necessary. What are the systems? What are the organizational capacities that we need to wrap our minds around in terms of putting humanity in another star system within the next 100 years, knowing, of course, that all of that R&D enhances life on Earth in the present. And as it always has, space exploration has vast and many benefits to life on Earth now, and this is a similar effort. This is our generation's gift to generations to come in terms of how humanity might survive off of this world going forward.
There are so many things that people know you for, obviously, but one of them that ties really into the Starship thing here is Star Trek. When you were filming the television show, was there a thought at that time that this was something that would really come true? I think so many people were like, that's just make-believe, that's just TV.
I don't believe that when we were in production on Next Gen, we had any concept or idea that the technology that we introduced, the futuristic technology that we introduced on the show, would in fact become a part of our daily lives in a short 25-year span. This is the 25th anniversary of Next Gen coming on the air, and ideas like the pads that we carried, the tablet computers that we carried on the Enterprise are now manifest as tablet computers, iPads, and Android devices and the like. And there are many others. We're looking at the technology that will make it possible for us to create a holodeck, which I find phenomenal. And the benefits between that which we imagine and that which we create are that track is really well grooved. So we feel at 100-year Starship that it's important to continue to have that conversation, to continue to wrap ourselves around the problem solving necessary in order to put humanity in another star system within 100 years. It's a great and grand challenge.
What is the biggest challenge you see right now? What's between us right here and getting into the next galaxy? What's the biggest challenge?
I think the biggest challenge that we face is how we communicate with one another. I think we have developed systems of interaction and communication that are based mostly in competition as opposed to collaboration and cooperation, and I feel like I'm a part of a movement that's advocating for more collaboration, more ways that we can pool our resources, pool our knowledge, pool our talent, just pool, right? If it means crowdsourcing or sitting down at a table as governmental bodies and looking at what is sustainable. What are sustainable practices? What are sustainable decisions that we can begin to make now that ensure humanity's future? You don't have to look far to discover evidence that we are really outstripping our ability to sustain ourselves on this planet going forward. And so it just makes the most sense that we turn at least some of our attention now to addressing, well, what happens next? Right? And I really do believe that the next step for us is taking a big leap in terms of how we make decisions planetarily and how those decisions impact us not just in the present, but again, for generations going forward.
Now, one of the things you said on stage today at South by Southwest that has been retweeted a million times it's the big thing that people are excited. You said, I think it was creativity plus technology, then we get culture.
Equals culture.
What does that mean?
Well, I've thought a lot about it, and I don't believe that science has provided an answer to the questions that human beings tend to ask in terms of why are we here? What are we doing here? What is the mission while we're here? if religion was going to be the answer, it would have done it already. The last 2,000 years have revealed that religion is yet another way that tends to divide us. I genuinely believe that after looking into it, culture is the only mechanism that tends to bind us together. And so I think that it's not rocket science. Let's take advantage of that which tends to bring us together, culture, and let's use that as a Rosetta Stone for how we, again, collaborate going forward in terms of making sure that everyone's needs gets met in this realm as a way to prove to ourselves that we are ready to be a spacefaring civilization.
I like how you said it's not rocket science, but it can get us to rocket science.
It can get us to rocket science. And there are a whole other host of problems that we're going to need to solve. Propulsion being among them. We're going to need to solve problems of governance. We're going to need to solve problems of long-term, long-range space medicine. How do you deliver babies in space in a situation where it will take generations, perhaps, to reach our destination? These are the kinds of problems challenges that we want to investigate with 100-Year Starship that, again, make life, the answers therein will help make life on Earth now a much better proposition for all of us.
And my last question here, I want to bring it back down to Earth because we've got to talk about Reading Rainbow. Yes. You've got a whole company, you've got a whole application that you came by TechCrunch TV and showed us a few months back. How's that going?
Well, in the 7.5, 8 months since we launched Reading Rainbow, the app, I am proud to be able to report that we have had over 1.5 million books read by kids in our service, over 500,000 videos viewed in our service. We have empirical and irrefutable evidence that what we set out to prove, we have in fact proved that it is possible to use these very, very engaging tablet digital devices to get kids excited about reading and, as Reading Rainbow has always done, connect real-world experience to literature for kids. And I'm enormously excited about what the future holds for us.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, okay, last question. I'm sure everyone's asking you. Google Glass.
Yes.
What's your take?
Well, I mean, I participated in the challenge, and my hashtag was, if I had Google Glass, it would be a downgrade. Because that's just how I roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were the original Google Glass user, so they're catching up.
But see, that's what I'm talking about. The link between that which we imagine and that which we manifest in this realm is inextricable. And, wow, what a great time to be alive.
LeVar Burton, always a pleasure. Thanks for talking to us.
My pleasure.